Hey everyone. Today I wanted to discuss with you all how to play the game. So, those of you who are, deep into your spiritual journey, you would have already understood that, nothing happens by chance. Nothing that we are experiencing happens coincidentally. Everything is purposeful. Everything is purposeful. Everything is intentional. Because before we came into this realm, we chose, what would happen, what we would experience so that we can learn and grow spiritually, So figuring out that, also, we are not our bodies. We are spirit first and foremost. Our bodies are our vessels that we use to interact on this realm and to experience. Much like, and I use this analogy all the time, me and my husband, and it's that, we're two players of a video game, right? And we have tapped into the video game, and we're the player one and player two of the people playing the game. And in the game is character one and character two, right? And at some point, we forgot that we were player one and player two outside with the remote control. And we got lost in the game and believed that we are character one and character two inside of the game. And that's all that there is. Now, having the understanding that no, we are not character one and character two, we are player one and player two, with the remote control outside the game. Understanding that now, we have to figure out how to play the game and not get lost in the game, right? Having discovered this kind of truth, we don't want to get re-lost in the game or stay lost in the game, which is why we start to do spiritual work as far as, shadow work and understanding our shadows, understanding ourselves and all this other stuff, right? And so one of the ways that I have found, as of late at least, helpful in figuring out how to play the game is to pay attention to what comes up, right? So again, going back to the video game analogy, right? There's a TV screen that you're playing through a video game. You're watching what's happening, right? And we are using what we see externally as that kind of concept. What's coming up? What image is coming up? Like just like you would watch TV. What images, what scenes are coming up? And you pay attention to these things and you try to do the work of understanding why they're coming up. Because again, nothing is coincidental. Everything is intentional. Everything has a reason. Everything has a purpose. When you think about the book, The Alchemist, right? It was pay attention to the omens, right? And follow the omens, and they lead you down a certain path. And so if you stop and do that, in doing that, you will really start to understand yourself better, understanding the lessons you were meant to learn and growing, because you're pausing the screen, so to speak, for a second and going, I saw this 3 times in a row. What could that mean? And really asking those questions, because when we ask the questions internally, the answer will come, right? And so paying attention to everything, being intentional about being present and in the moment enough to capture what's happening and pay attention to it, and not really be on autopilot so much that we miss details, miss certain signs, miss certain omens that are meant to help us and assist us, right? We keep saying that, the universe conspires in our favor, right? And so if the universe conspires in our favor, we need to always be paying attention, because everything in our universe is for your benefit, right? So everything around you is a sign, a potential clue, a lesson, a something. Pay attention to them, because in doing that, you know, you begin to play the game instead of having the game play you. You know, where you're just walking around unawares, unconnected to everything, you know, noticing, you know, when certain things are not right in the environment too. It can be beneficial. I remember it was a year or two ago. There was I always get this animal wrong. I don't know. It's not crows. It's like the ones that eat the, like, you know, the roadkill and stuff like that. Those birds, they were acting strange last year. I remember they were acting really, really strange for a while, and it was just weird. And I think the last 2 years, I had experienced birds acting really abnormally. You know what I mean? And, you know, noticing things like that and asking yourself why. What does this mean? What's going on? You know, is this something to pay attention to? You know, it may not be, but it doesn't hurt to ask and inquire and sit with it and see if something else comes up to confirm or deny. Because a lot of times we'll get some clues as to why we're seeing that. What does that mean? You know what I mean? Pay attention to triggers. Most definitely, that's obvious. Any triggers, pay attention. Why is that? What's the common denominator to a set of triggers? You know, those kinds of things are good to pay attention to. Because a lot of the time people just walk through life kind of not really making those connections, because we're not stopping, we're not pausing enough to be like, hey, I wonder if this means anything, or hey, that's the 5th time I saw this. And, you know, we pay attention to the synchronicities of life. That's how you play the game. That's how you play the game. Instead of just allowing the game to play you, right? And I've been trying to do that in the last couple of months. It's been very beneficial for me to really, I mean, I've always been somebody who pays attention to patterns as it is, but just taking it a little bit step further has really been, you know, really, really impactful for me. And I'm still, you know, working through it, you know, paying attention to what comes up and why. You know, what is my experience and why? Why am I experiencing that? What's the benefit? What am I supposed to learn from this? Is there a lesson to be learned here? Is there something I was supposed to pay attention to? You know? Yeah, so that's my thing for today. Just, you know, figuring out how to play this game and not allowing the game to play you, you know, because when you allow the game to play you, you just at the mercy of everything, right? And so I'm trying to shift from being at the mercy of the environment, of the of my experiences, and now stepping more into an observer's perspective, so I can get the lessons that I need to get. Being that observer of your life, you know, being present in the now, you know, that's like massive. You know, I personally, I have to be very intentional about being in the now, because I live in my head. Some people just live in their heads, right? I'm one of those people who lives in my head, like legit. If you left to my own devices, I'll be in my head all day, and life will just be happening. I'm not even paying attention, you know, which is not good. So I have to be intentional about being in the now, in the present, seeing what's coming up, asking those questions, you know, to make those associations that I need to make, you know. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys. Let me know if you've already been doing this, like really being intentional about noticing everything, because everything is important. Nothing is by chance. Nothing is coincidental, right? Let me know how you guys are doing it. If you understood what I was saying here, and if you are wanting to try doing this yourself, like let me know. I'll be in the comments. And I thank you all. And if you haven't already liked this video, please do so, because it really helps us out. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.